Let's dive in. For centuries, there's been a question: what if the Muslim world actually united, not just in spirit but as a single superstate? Imagine a political entity stretching from Morocco to Indonesia, home to nearly 2 billion people. This isn't just a fantasy, it's a scenario that would fundamentally reshape the world. A single flag, a shared faith, and a history that shaped the globe for over a millennium. Such a union would instantly become the largest country on Earth by population, a mosaic of cultures, languages, and traditions. The political, economic, and military impact, absolutely seismic. For some, it's a dream, for others, a nightmare. The idea of a unified Muslim bloc triggers deep fears and rivalries, especially in the West. But let's set aside the hype and look at the facts. What would this superstate control? The potential is staggering: critical shipping lanes, vast energy reserves, and a strategic position at the crossroads of continents. It would be a new pole in a multipolar world. So, let's break it down. Land, money, military, and the real reasons this idea has never become reality. Buckle up, this is going to be a wild ride. First, let's talk size. Uniting all Muslim-majority nations creates a landmass over 32 million square kilometers. Bigger than Russia, Canada, and the US combined. This isn't just desert, it's fertile valleys, mountains, rainforests, and coastlines across 4 continents. The population? Nearly 2 billion, 1 in 4 people on Earth. Instantly, this union would dwarf China and India in population. But it's not just numbers, it's youth. While much of the world ages, the Muslim world is young, with a massive workforce ready to build and innovate. That's a huge demographic advantage. Strategically, this superstate would control almost every major maritime choke point. The Strait of Hormuz, Suez Canal, Bab el-Mandeb, and the Strait of Malacca. That means leverage over global trade and energy flows. But this geography is a double-edged sword. It brings power, but also makes the region a target for global competition. The same roots that empower also attract rival powers. This union would be a permanent center of geopolitical gravity. Its location is both its greatest strength and its biggest vulnerability. The world's great power games would play out here. That's the scale we're talking about. Now let's follow the money. Combine all Muslim nations' GDP and you get around $9 trillion. Instantly a top global economy. But the real story is resources. This superstate would control over 70% of the world's proven oil reserves and more than half its natural gas. OPEC would become a state department, able to set prices and use energy as leverage. Beyond oil, it's a major producer of palm oil, rubber, cotton, and critical minerals. With sovereign wealth funds exceeding $4 trillion, it could invest globally and reshape financial markets. Imagine high-speed rail from Cairo to Jakarta, a unified power grid, and massive investments in science and tech. By pooling resources, this bloc could tackle poverty and underdevelopment on a scale never seen before. Its economic gravity would reshape global supply chains. The world would have to adjust to a new economic powerhouse. The potential for shared prosperity is immense, but so are the challenges. Let's talk military power. Merge the armies of over 50 nations and you get the world's largest standing force, over 5 million active personnel. That's a defensive juggernaut. But it's not just numbers. This superstate would inherit nuclear weapons from Pakistan, advanced missiles from Iran and Turkey, and cutting-edge drones from Turkey and others. Its air force would field American, Russian, and European jets. Its navy would command powerful fleets from Egypt, Turkey, and Indonesia. The military budget would rank among the world's top 3, funding rapid advances in technology. Invading such a vast, well-defended territory, nearly impossible. But this force could also project power, intervene in conflicts, and protect its interests abroad. The global military balance would be upended. The US, Russia, and China would all have to contend with a new heavyweight. The Middle East would never be the same. This is a force that could change the rules of the game, but unity is easier said than done. So what happens if this superstate emerges? The global order gets a total reset. The US-led system would face a new rival. The world becomes truly multipolar. Control over energy could challenge the US dollar's dominance. Imagine oil priced in a new dinar. Global institutions would have to adapt or risk irrelevance. This bloc could champion the global south, offering a new model for development and alliances. But established powers wouldn't give up easily. Expect economic competition, proxy conflicts, and a new kind of Cold War. The transition would be messy, risky, and world-changing. So why hasn't this superstate ever materialized? The answer: politics and people. The Muslim world is a patchwork of rival states, sects, and ethnicities: Sunni versus Shia, Arabs, Persians, Turks, Kurds, Malays, and more. Leadership struggles, deep-seated divisions, and linguistic diversity make unity nearly impossible. Outside powers have long worked to keep the region divided, propping up dictators and fueling conflicts. Any real move toward unity would face immense resistance, both from within and from global powers. The obstacles are huge: historical, cultural, and geopolitical. That's why the dream remains just that, a dream. But is unity totally out of reach? Not quite. The Organization of Islamic Cooperation and other alliances show that cooperation is possible, even if a superstate isn't. Economic and military partnerships are growing. Turkey, Pakistan, and others are working together more than ever. The real driver may be bottom-up: shared values, solidarity in the face of injustice, and a desire for dignity. Grassroots energy could push leaders toward greater cooperation. The path to a single state is blocked, but the path to collaboration is wide open. Building economic ties, cultural exchange, and collective action are the first steps. The question isn't just about geopolitics. It's about the future of nearly 2 billion people. What could they achieve together? What's holding them back? Let's keep the conversation going. What do you think?